There's a silence that comes with age, not the peaceful kind, the heavy kind. The kind where you're sitting at the kitchen table, coffee gone cold, watching your wife tie her scarf before she heads out to meet friends, and you don't go with her. Not because you don't want to, but because you're tired, not sleepy. Tired, like your body forgot how to feel alive. You used to walk 3 miles without breaking a sweat. Now you pause halfway up the stairs. You used to wake up with a spark, a thought, a plan, a desire. Now you wake up wondering if it's worth getting out of bed. And the worst part? You don't talk about it. Not really. You smile, you say, "I'm fine." You chalk it up to getting older. You watch other men your age doing the same, retreating, slowing down, accepting the fade like it's inevitable. But what if it's not? What if the real problem isn't age, but absence? Not disease, not decay, just missing pieces. Pieces your body used to have, pieces it still needs. Today, I want to tell you a story, not about a miracle, not about a pill that fixes everything, but about a man, a real man, who thought his best days were behind him until he realized his body wasn't broken. It was just starving. And when he gave it what it needed, something incredible happened. He came back to life. Let me ask you something, and be honest, just for yourself. When was the last time you woke up and felt it? Not just woke up, but felt awake, like your blood was moving, like your mind was sharp, like your body remembered how to want things, not out of duty, but out of joy. Maybe it was holding your grandchild and actually having the energy to play. Maybe it was looking at your wife and feeling that old spark, not just memory, but desire. Or maybe it was something smaller, walking without catching your breath, finishing a sentence without forgetting the word, laughing without feeling like it took too much effort. Whatever it was, when was the last time? Hold that moment in your mind. Because I want you to know this, you can feel that again, not by turning back the clock, not by chasing youth like it's some lost treasure, but by giving your body what it's been quietly begging for, the simple, forgotten building blocks of being a man. And it starts with 3 things most men over 60 are missing, not because they're sick, but because life changed, and no one told them their body changed too. Before we go deeper, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment, just your city or country. That's it. Because right now, as you're watching this, there's a man in Dublin feeling the same way. One in Melbourne staring at the same mirror. Another in Nairobi wondering if he's alone in this. You're not. This message travels farther than I ever imagined. And I read every single comment, not because I have to, because I want to. Your story matters. Your struggle matters. And your comeback, that matters most of all. So if this already speaks to you, if you're tired of pretending you're okay, hit that like button. Not for me. For the next guy who needs to hear this. And if you want more real, practical, no-nonsense advice for men who refuse to fade quietly, subscribe, turn on the bell. This isn't just a channel, it's a brotherhood. Now let's talk about what's really going on. Meet Carl. He's 67, retired mechanic from Ohio, built his own house with his hands, fixed engines before most kids could tie their shoes, strong, quiet, proud. But 3 years ago, Carl stopped fixing things, not because he couldn't, because he didn't have the energy. He'd wake up, roll out of bed like he was wading through mud. His joints ached. His mind felt wrapped in fog. He'd forget why he walked into a room. He'd lose his train of thought mid-sentence. And intimacy? That part of life, the closeness, the connection, it started to feel like a chore, something he should want but didn't. He didn't tell his wife, didn't tell his doctor, just smiled, said he was slowing down and accepted it. Until one morning, he looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the man staring back. Not because of the gray hair or the lines on his face, but because the fire was gone. And he realized, I'm not aging, I'm disappearing. So he came to see me, not for a miracle, just for answers. And what we found wasn't a disease, no tumor, no heart failure, no diabetes, just 3 missing nutrients. So simple, so overlooked, most men don't even know they need them. And when we fix them, Carl didn't just feel better, he felt like himself again. Let's start with the first one. It's not a vitamin in the traditional sense. It's something your body makes when it gets what it needs. I'm talking about vitamin D, but don't think of it as just a vitamin. Think of it as sunlight stored. When you were younger, you probably spent more time outside, mowing the lawn, playing with the kids, working in the garage. Your skin soaked up the morning light, and your body turned it into vitamin D, a hormone-like substance that does far more than just keep your bones strong. It keeps your blood vessels open. It helps your body produce nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes your arteries so blood can flow freely to your brain, your heart, your muscles, and yes, to the places that matter for intimacy. Without enough D, your circulation slows, your energy drops, your body starts to feel like it's running on backup power. And here's the kicker. Over 40% of adults over 60 are deficient in vitamin D, even if they eat well, even if they take a multivitamin. Why? Because you can't eat your way to enough D. You need sunlight. But modern life has stolen that from us. We work indoors, we wear sunscreen, we avoid the sun like it's the enemy. And in winter, if you live north of Atlanta, there's not enough UVB light from October to March to make any vitamin D at all. So your levels drop, slowly, quietly, and you don't notice until you feel like Carl did, tired, foggy, disconnected. I remember when Carl got his blood test back, his vitamin D level, 18 engrams per milliliter. The minimum for basic function is 30. The sweet spot for vitality, 50 to 70. He wasn't just low, he was starving. We didn't start with drugs, we started with light. I told him, every morning before 10 a.m., go outside. No shirt if you can, no sunglasses. Just stand in the sun for 15 to 20 minutes. Let your skin drink it in. He looked at me like I was crazy. That's it? That's it. We also added fatty fish twice a week, wild salmon, mackerel, sardines, foods rich in D and healthy fats that help your body absorb it, and a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement, not D2, which is weaker and harder to use. D3, the form your body actually recognizes. We paired it with a little fat, a spoon of olive oil, a few nuts, because D is fat-soluble. Without fat, it just passes through, and we did this every day. Not when he remembered, not sometimes. Every single day. 4 weeks later, Carl walked into my office standing taller. I'm not tired in the afternoons anymore, he said. I actually want to go for a walk. 8 weeks in, his wife pulled me aside. He's different, she said. He's present again. Not because of magic, because of biology. Vitamin D didn't just boost his energy, it unlocked it. It improved his circulation, his mood lifted, his sleep got deeper. And yes, the intimacy came back, not forced, not faked, natural. Because when blood flows, life follows. But here's what most men miss. You can't fix a long-term deficiency with a weekend in the sun. This isn't about extremes. It's about consistency. Think of it like charging a dead battery. You don't plug it in for 1 hour and expect it to last forever. You charge it daily. You protect it. You respect it. That's how you rebuild. Now let's talk about the second missing piece. You can have perfect circulation, but if your body can't use fuel, you'll still feel drained. This is where vitamin B12 comes in. And if you're over 60, there's a very real chance you're not getting enough, even if you eat meat every day. Because the problem isn't your diet, it's your stomach. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid, and acid is what unlocks B12 from food. No acid, no absorption. So you can eat steak, eggs, cheese, all rich in B12, and still be deficient. And when B12 drops, so does your energy. Because B12 is your body's ignition key. It helps turn the food you eat into real usable energy. ATP, the fuel your cells run on. No B12, your engine sputters. You feel tired even after 8 hours of sleep. Your brain gets foggy. You forget names. You walk into rooms and blank out. You lose motivation. You stop caring about things you used to love. And intimacy? That takes energy, physical, mental, emotional. No fuel, no fire. I saw this with Robert, 71, former firefighter, built like a tank, but he came in looking defeated. Doc, I sleep, I eat, but I'm dragging. My mind feels like it's underwater. And with my wife, I just don't have it. His B12? Low, even though he ate meat daily. His stomach just couldn't absorb it. So we didn't just give him a cheap B12 pill. We gave him the right form, methylcobalamin, the active bioavailable version, not cyanocobalamin, the cheap synthetic kind that your body has to convert and often can't. And we took it daily with breakfast, ideally with protein, which helps B12 work better. For a few weeks, he got B12 shots just to jumpstart his levels. And within a month, he stopped napping. He started joking again. He took his wife dancing. I didn't realize how much I'd slowed down, he told me, until I sped back up. Here's what most men get wrong. They buy the cheapest B12 they can find, take it once a week, or when they remember, then wonder why nothing changes. It's like putting water in your gas tank. Looks full, doesn't work. Your body needs consistency. It needs the right form, and it needs it every day. So if you're over 60, do this. Eat B12-rich foods, salmon, eggs, beef, dairy. If you're plant-based, look for fortified cereals, nutritional yeast, or plant milks. Take a methylcobalamin supplement. Sublingual, under the tongue, works best for older adults. Take it with breakfast, not at night. B12 is energizing. You don't want it keeping you up. Ask your doctor to check your B12 levels. It's a simple blood test. This isn't optional. This is maintenance. Your body is still running, but it needs the right fuel. Now, let's talk about the third piece, the one most men overlook. It's not about energy, not about circulation. It's about protection. Meet vitamin E. Vitamin E isn't flashy. It doesn't give you a burst of energy. It won't make you wake up faster, but it's the silent guardian of your vitality. Think of it as your body's rust inhibitor. Every day, your cells face oxidative stress, damage from pollution, poor food, stress, aging. It's like invisible rust building up in your blood vessels, your brain, your hormones. Over time, your arteries stiffen, your testosterone drops, your recovery slows, and you feel it, not all at once, but in 1,000 small ways. You're slower to bounce back, your drive fades, you feel worn down. That's where vitamin E comes in. It's a powerful antioxidant. It neutralizes that rust. It keeps your blood vessels flexible. It supports healthy testosterone production. It protects your nerves and your brain. And the best part? It's found in some of the simplest, most delicious foods on earth. Nuts, seeds, leafy greens, olive oil. But most men over 60 aren't eating enough. They're avoiding fats, they're eating processed oils, they're skipping the salad. So they're missing it. So I saw this with James, 70, retired pilot, disciplined, active, but he came in saying, I work out, I eat clean, but I'm not feeling it. Low drive, low energy, fuzzy thinking. We checked his diet, no nuts, no seeds, no spinach, just lean protein and steamed veggies. Good intentions, missing key nutrients. So we added a handful of almonds every day, sunflower seeds on his salad, olive oil, real, cold-pressed, drizzled on everything. More spinach, Swiss chard, avocado, and a natural vitamin E supplement, not synthetic. The natural form, D-alpha-tocopherol, works better. No drastic changes, no extreme diet, just adding back what was missing. And within 2 months, James said, Doc, it's like my engine was running, but now the oil is clean, everything's smoother. Here's the truth. Vitamin D, B12, and E don't just help you, they multiply each other. Think of them as a triangle of vitality. D opens the pathways, improves circulation. B12 fuels the engine, turns food into energy. E protects the system, keeps everything flexible, balanced, and running clean. Alone, each one helps. Together, they create a cascade of renewal. You don't just feel less tired. You feel alive. You walk with purpose. You laugh with ease. You reconnect with your body, your mind, your partner. And it's not because you're chasing youth. It's because you're finally giving your body what it still needs to thrive. But here's the mistake most men make. They take something, a pill, a supplement, but not the right one. They buy cheap D2 instead of D3, synthetic B12 instead of methylcobalamin, fake vitamin E made in a lab instead of the natural form. And they take it sometimes, not every day. So nothing changes. It's like trying to start a car with the wrong key. You turn it, nothing happens. You think the car's broken, but the problem isn't the engine, it's the key. I had a patient, Gerald, 68, filled a grocery bag with supplements, D, B12, E, you name it. But he was still tired, foggy, frustrated. Why? Low quality forms, inconsistent use. We switched to the right versions, took them daily with food. 1 month later, he said, "Doc, I feel like a man again." Not because he took more pills, because he took the right ones, the right way. So here's your simple daily routine. No complexity, no overwhelm, just 3 steps, one for each nutrient. Morning, glass of water, B12, methylcobalamin, under the tongue or with breakfast. Eat protein, eggs, yogurt, or a smoothie. This helps B12 work. After breakfast, get 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight, bare skin if possible. If no sun, winter, cloudy indoors, take vitamin D3, 2,000 to 5,000 IU with a little fat, nuts, avocado, olive oil. Lunch or snack, handful of almonds or sunflower seeds, drizzle olive oil on salad or veggies. Optional, natural vitamin E supplement, 400 IU, D-alpha tocopherol. That's it. No magic, no extremes, just consistency, respect, care. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be steady. Miss a day? Start again tomorrow. Don't have sun? Use the supplement. Can't find methylcobalamin? Ask your pharmacist. Or message me. I'll help. This isn't about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself because you still have things to do. People to love, jokes to tell, walks to take, nights to enjoy, and you deserve to feel strong, not 20 years ago. Now, at this age, in this body, you don't have to accept the fade. You can reclaim your fire. So here's my challenge to you. Start tomorrow. Step outside, feel the sun, eat a handful of nuts, take the right supplement, the one your body can actually use. And in the comments, tell me, where are you watching from? And if you're ready, type, "I'm in." Not because I said so, because you decide. Your comeback starts now. And if this spoke to you, if you've been waiting for Mission to Care again, hit like. Share it with a friend who's fading quietly. Subscribe. Turn on the bell. This isn't just a video. It's a wake-up call. And you're not alone. You're part of something bigger. Men who refuse to settle. Men who choose vitality. Men who say, "I'm not done yet." Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.